So today I wanted to expand on a video that I did about a year ago, and it was a demonstration on how Tannerite does not ignite fires or start fires. And the way it showed that was I blew up about a pound of Tannerite underneath 1 gallon of gasoline. But I'm going to expand on that a little bit today. But first I want to talk a little bit about Tannerite as a product. Tannerite is made by Tannerite Sports. I've seen a lot of people call things like star targets and all those other explosive targets that came after Tannerite, they call that stuff Tannerite, which is not an accurate representation of what it is, because Tannerite is a lot like Kleenex, whereas you'll have like an off-brand face tissue and you'll call it a Kleenex. So it's kind of the same thing. So if you want the original Tannerite, you either have to go online at their store or to an authorized retailer, and that way you know you're getting the real stuff and it's not going to cause you any problems. Since we have all this nice, beautiful dry grass, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how it will not ignite nice, dry, brown grass. And I think right here is probably a perfect place to do it. Look at that. And I got my half-pound target right here. So we're going to nestle this just like that. I hope I can still see it when I'm at the line back here. And yeah, again, it's about 100 degrees. It hasn't rained here probably for a month or so, so everything is pretty bone dry. And I definitely would not suggest doing this with another brand of target. So I'm just gonna place you right there. And I'm gonna try and put an arrow to right where the target is so you guys can watch. Oh, the rifle is so hot, it's hard to put a weld on it. Did I hit it?
No.
Honestly not. Dust settling.
No. Yep.
Okay. God, it's so fucking toasty. All right, so let's walk over here. So as you can see, definitely a different way to mow your lawn, but there's no fire. This stuff is long, dry grass. And so, I mean, this is probably the conditions that most people face, and it still didn't start a fire. But now we're gonna go expand on the gasoline test. So pretty much what we're gonna do is do a double shot and see if 2 shots of Tannerite at different times will ignite the gasoline vapors. All right, stay tuned. So now we're gonna go ahead and do a modified gasoline test. And to show that this is real gasoline, Zip is going to help me start the weed eater. And so right now I'm just gonna show that it's completely out of fuel. I'm gonna prime the bulb. It's empty, but just to show you, I'm gonna move over here. Move over here, over here. Zip, it's not the kind of help I need, baby. Okay, so my hand's just gonna be right here, not anywhere near the kill switch, and I'm gonna pull on the ripcord and it's not gonna start because there's obviously nothing in it. So now I'm gonna put some of this gasoline in. Close the cap. Prime the bulb several times. I don't know if I put enough in there. There we go, now it's going. Just to get the carburetor full. And then now I'm going to start. Okay, so this is legit. I'm not doing any cuts, so there's not going to be any weird editing tricks where I can pull in front of your face. I'm going to fill up a mixing container full of gasoline. I'm going to place it onto a half-pound target of Tannerite. Also, just to mention, this is regular unleaded. This is not mixed gasoline at all. This Craftsman weed eater is really cool. It's a 4-stroke, so you have that really deep throaty kind of sound to it. But in any case, there's that. Closing this. Gonna make sure this is far away just for safety purposes. And as you can see right here, I have a secondary charge on a stake, which is directly downwind. So it's gonna explode, and then that is gonna be my secondary charge. Hopefully I can get it really quick. And then if things go the way they're supposed to go, that should not flame up at all. So I'm gonna take this stuff. No cutting here. I'm just gonna speed up the film for you so you're not watching a bunch of stuff. It's hot outside today. Okay. So, you should be able to see the stuff down there. Probably a little more that way. All right, so my shooting is a little bit awful today. My rifle is really hot, so it's real hard to shoot, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. So here we go. First shot. Okay. Okay. So, see, that is a mixture of Tannerite gases and stuff. So, boom, as you can see, it's also, Tannerite's a great way to split some rounds of wood if you are short an axe or something like that. I split that round very nicely into a few pieces. Those are fuel pieces. Got some kindling and some medium-sized fuel right there. What? There's one all the way over there. And there's some all the way down there. Yeah, so I mean, cleanup's an issue, but it works. And as you can see, the fumes are not ignited by Tannerite. Shazam. So there's one last test that I wanted to try out, and I mean, it's kind of weird and not many people would be in this situation, but it's basically shooting Tannerite on top of a hay bale. The Bureau of Land Management, when they were testing out the Tannerite product, it didn't ignite any other time except when it was on a hay bale. And one of my YouTube viewers sent me a clip of him shooting what he said was Tannerite. I wasn't sure, there was no shot of it, but he was shooting it on top of a hay bale and that caught on fire. And I'm going to pose my theory on this really quick, just from my limited physics knowledge. And I'm going to assume that because hay is very unique, it poses some environmental things that make it easy for this sort of thing to happen. One, of course, hay is combustible. Two, it's compact, so you can use it as a shooting stand or something like that, and it's also not going to come apart too easily. But I think the third and the most important thing about hay is the fact that hay is hollow. So inside the tubes are hollow, which will trap oxygen and it will trap air. Because it has its own oxygen supply inside of the hay, it can ignite. So the heat and the oxygen inside of the hay kind of makes it able to explode. So we have a bale of hay. I'm gonna have some water nearby and a few shovels and that sort of thing to take care of that. But we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna try with first a ½ pound. If that doesn't do it, then we're gonna go ahead and shoot it with a full pound of Tannerite. So stay tuned. As you can see right there in the corner is a ½ pound target of Tannerite on a nice fresh bale of hay. This hay is brand new. It's really dry. I got right from a supplier. And the reason why it's still green is because it just depends on when the farmer decides to cut it. And that's just the color of the plant sugars that are still present in there. Completely bone dry. So we're gonna go ahead and fire at this hay bale. Rifle's on safety. Let's see if there's anything, whoopsie, going on. So it's definitely warm on the inside, but no explosion yet. So we'll try a full pound of Tannerite on the other side. And just to clarify, all the stuff is snapping. This stuff's all dry. It's just green because of the chlorophyll still present in the plant, which, by the way, is a good indicator of a good farmer because it's better for the animals. All right, so heading back to the shooting line where I will see if I can start a fire on a hay bale as seen in other videos. Only problem is we're not sure whether or not those were actually Tannerite. Could have been another brand. Could have been some additives of some sort. Where is it? Where's the hay bale? There it is. Okay. There's a hay bale. And so I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot of it and make some noise. The rifle's boiling lava hot. Okay. All right, there is a crater. Everything is powdery dry. So I'm not pulling any tricks on you. There's no fire retardant or anything like that in here. And looks like I can still use this hay bale for some archery, which I'm very happy with, so that I don't have to buy more. Awesome. So this is why I use Tannerite in all my videos where I go shooting. I don't use any other brand because Tannerite targets, they have better ingredients, which means a more complete combustion, which means it's also safer, and there's less likelihood of something going wrong. And I shoot, this is my land, I shoot here year round. Most of the time it's, you know, bone dry, and I have no issues with fires or anything like that. And make sure that when you buy Tannerite, if you decide to buy some, that you go to an authorized retailer or direct from their website. And you know, be a little bit cautious when you're going to gun shows because there is counterfeit Tannerite brand targets. So they'll have the orange label, they'll have the name, they'll even have the phone number on it. So get it from a reputable source. Don't go with any other targets because I've seen plenty of videos where those things do start fires really fast, and sometimes they're really hard to contain, as in the 1,000-acre fires that have been in Colorado and all those other states. So as always, take care out there. This is Andy signing off. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.